But let's put the focus now on India's largest staffing services company, that's Quess Corp. The company has been on an acquisition spree recently. It's got 3 new assets under its belt. The stock too has gained over 50% if you look at the last 1 year. To really understand the growth outlook for the company, we're now joined by Amitabh Jaipuria, President and CEO of Global Services at Quess Corp. Mr. Jaipuria, thanks very much for joining in. Good to have you on the show. First off, let's talk about the most recent development. Could you just walk us through the details of the additional stake acquisition that your company has made in Golden Star in terms of the financials as well as the rationale behind the move?
So, Nivrita, thank you very much for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to be on your show at BTVI. So yes, we have had another great quarter. Our revenues are up almost 48%. EBITDA was up about 52%, and we have also announced some significant acquisitions. So, and those 3 acquisitions really, give us a play in adjacent spaces and in additional geographies as well. So, we announced the acquisition of TBSS, which is the Tata Business Solutions, which gives us about 20 call centers, about 27,000 employees across the country, and a very, very solid customer base. So that fits very neatly into our vision of becoming a completely 360-degree business services provider in the country. We are, of course, already the largest in the country. The second was Vedang, and Vedang gives us a very solid play on the active side of the tower management business in telecom. We were already very strong on the passive side, but Vedang gives us, through its technology platforms, a very, very solid play on the active side as well. That now makes us amongst the top 5 players in this space in telecom infrastructure management in the country. The third one was also of Greenpeace. Now, Greenpeace is a landscaping company, and that's an area that's going to boom, and that's about 40 crores in terms of revenue. So that again gives us a very good play in an adjacent space in our facilities management business. Because in our facilities management vertical, we were already present in the housekeeping side, in the hard services, which is engineering services side. We were already very strong in areas like pest management and catering, but we did not have a play in landscaping. And therefore, this Greenpeace acquisition fits in quite nicely there as well. So TBSS, Vedang, and Greenpeace were the 3 big ones that we announced. We have also post that announced the acquisition of Monster's business in India and Southeast Asia. And that gives us a revenue profile of roughly about another $25-26 million, and a very, very strong brand recall and leadership position in Southeast Asia, as well as a very strong position in the job boards market in India.
All right, so that's the update as far as the most recent acquisitions go. Definitely, on the path to inorganic growth. On the operational side of things, how has hiring demand been looking, especially if you talk about the higher margin segments like IT staffing services?
So, there is a lot of talk in the market about the slowdown in the IT services space. So, while there is clearly some pain for the mainline services companies, but we do see that demand in niche areas is picking up quite nicely. So, for example, if you look at the newly developing areas such as AI, such as machine learning, such as big data analytics, cloud, and all of those new areas, robotics, we are seeing demand picking up quite nicely. We are also seeing that there is a large play that's emerging in the area of captives. So many companies, almost all the global Fortune 500 companies, many of them are setting up their captive centers and in and around Bangalore, Gurugram, and some of these other cities like Pune, etc. And you find that they are hiring a lot of people. So net hiring is definitely not down. I think net hiring is up. Skill shifts are happening, as well as demand shifts are happening from X type of industries or companies to captives.
All right, so that's the view as far as the hiring demand goes. Thanks so much, Mr. Jaipuria. We'll leave it at that. Appreciate you joining us, giving us an update on all the latest acquisitions as well as the demand outlook as we go ahead. That's Amitabh Jaipuria of Quess Corp running us through the latest development for that company. Stock too has performed very well, exceptionally well, really, if you look at the last year in this space. But let's put the focus now on the latest IPO to hit the street, and it is a week of big IPOs. First up, we have Bharat Dynamics. This is a Hyderabad-based company.